There are so many new products being released constantly and so much information out there. It can get a little overwhelming in terms of what actually makes a difference, what actually moves the needle when it comes to both health and wellness, anti-aging, the gizmos, gadgets, creams, lotions, potions that we women are willing to invest in and try. So I thought today what I would do is share with you some of the habits as well as like some of the tools, products, things like that. I wish I would have started sooner. It's like, these are the things that I wish I could go back to 30, 32, 35-year-old Angie and tell her, don't worry about all that other stuff. Just focus on these things. You'll save yourself time and money and you'll get the results that you are looking for. That's what we're going to talk about today. Let's jump in. The first thing, and this technically doesn't have to cost you a dime, is learning how to sleep on your back. I know I am an ADHD side sleeper, pillow snuggler, getting into this like pseudo prehistoric dinosaur position. I have trained myself as best as I can, and my husband has photos to prove this because he says that I look like I'm in my coffin when I sleep sometimes. Because figuring out how to sleep on your back is one of the best things that you can do for the skin on your face and hair. If you're an avid stomach sleeper or whatever, just hear me out for a second. All right, this is free to do. Okay, most people have a preferable side that they sleep on, and so that one side of your face will be affected more than the other. You'll wrinkle more on one side. The other thing that I noticed, and my hair was thinner on one side than the other, because when I get into the habit of sleeping on my side, when I let myself slip back into that habit, I don't know what I'm doing in my sleep. It's causing my hair to be thinner on the left side than on the right. Now, I do want to mention really quickly, for those of you who are like, it's just not possible or whatever, a couple things. If you do want to like add product to make this easier or to allow you to not have to sleep on your back, there's two things. Obviously, adding a silk or satin pillowcase to your pillows is going to help a lot for your face, for wrinkles and things, also your hair, breakage, etc. Also make these pillows, it's got like cutouts so that you can lay on your side without putting the pressure onto your eye, mouth area, etc. I get that maybe it sounds like a little precious or whatever, but if you're wanting to prevent the signs of aging any earlier than they absolutely have to, learning to sleep on your back can be incredibly beneficial for anti-aging purposes. This next habit that I wish I would have started sooner is painful for me to talk about. It's painful for me to admit because it's an ongoing struggle. And at my age, I feel like it shouldn't be, but it is. And it is that I have terrible, terrible snacking habits. Yes, I got a sweet tooth like nobody's business, a sugar monster like nobody's business. And not just that, my snacking habits in general can best be described as like a feral raccoon who's got access to a dumpster. If I had been smarter when I was younger, I would have built better habits. But now I am attempting to rebuild those habits. So in particular, like here at the office, making it a point to have healthy snacks on hand and not a bunch of the junk. Keeping food in here that is healthier, focusing on protein, and when I want sugar, healthier sugar. That's where today's video sponsor comes in, Thrive Market. I have told y'all about Thrive Market for years for a reason, because I continue to order from them, get them shipped directly to my door. So I don't have to go to the store. I don't have to be tempted by all the other things that I really want those powdered donuts. I don't have to fight that battle, which is part of why I love Thrive Market. Using Thrive Market really allows me to get the high quality groceries, ingredients that I am looking for without having to pay the premium price tags. Y'all know I love it when a brand puts their money where their mouth is. And if you don't make back your annual membership fee and savings, Thrive Market will credit you the difference. So it's absolutely worth giving them a try. You don't have to be overwhelmed either when you go to their website. I mean, yes, there are thousands upon thousands of options, but you can absolutely sort and sort of filter by if you're looking for low sugar items, if you're looking for high protein, if you're looking for snacks or pantry staples or whatever kind of category you're looking for, you can search that way to kind of break down the options and make it easier to find what you want. If you want to give Thrive Market a try, which of course I highly recommend, go down to the description box and you can click the link that's down there, or you could just go to to thrivemarket.com/Angela Braniff, and that's going to get you 30% off your first order plus a free gift when you join Thrive Market. All right, so like I said, focusing on protein, increasing my protein. I wish I would have gotten into this habit so much sooner, as well as taking collagen internally. I've tried a lot of different things. When it comes to collagen, it is the one thing that, we lose collagen in our face. We lose the fat in our face. The fat in our face when we were teenagers, or at least I'm going to speak for myself here only. The fat in my face when I was a preteen and teenager, that I was always like, oh, I have like chipmunk cheeks, and when I smile real big, my eyes disappear because I felt like I had like these just very full round cheeks. Now I miss those. I wish they would come back, because over time we just lose fat in our face, both with age and especially if you are more into fitness, if you're working out and things like that, and you start to lower your body fat percentage. We all know that our body's not like, sure, let me take that fat off your thighs. No, 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 no. It's always the boobs that volunteer as tribute, or the fat in your face that you would like for youthful appearance, okay? I totally get why people say the older you get as a woman, you have to choose face or body. It's not, listen, it's kind of a joke, but it's also kind of true, right? It's something that is said because it's kind of true. Keeping an extra 10 to 15 pounds on your body will make your face look better, more youthful, I should say, not better, but will make your face look more youthful. But then, you're 10 to 15 pounds heavier than you want to be. So there's always, a choice that has to be made here. Okay, sacrifice. You can't have it all. Attempting to place the collagen, again, as our skin is aging, it's getting thinner. And so beefing it back up, both with external products, which I love. We're going to talk about a few skincare things in a second, but internally as well. I think arguably the internal makes some of the biggest difference, but it's harder because it's more related to what we are consuming versus, again, lotions and potions that we can just pop on our face and be done with it. So let's talk about some of my skincare habits that I, again, just wish that I would have known more and started sooner, which is to focus on products that actually do something. Products with either like active ingredients. It doesn't always have to be medical grade. I do feel like that's a little bit of a misnomer that the only way you're going to get anything that works is if you go see a dermatologist, they write you a prescription. That's not entirely true, though you can get more potent products that will work faster, especially if you're starting behind the 8 ball a little bit. I feel like I've said this a million times, but I do feel like it bears repeating. Estrogen has made such a huge difference in my face, such a huge difference, more than retinol, I would say. Crazy, right? But the products that I would recommend, I get my estrogen through MIDI Health. They have been a sponsor on this channel multiple times, and you'll probably see them again in the future because I really do love MIDI Health. That's where I get my estrogen prescription for my face. And it's combined with hyaluronic acid to make sure it's moisturizing and proper for your face. That's one that I would definitely recommend seeing a doctor for. Retinol, however, there are many great over-the-counter retinols that you don't have to get a prescription for. A good retinol, I love the Obagi Redavance, which has almost like a silicone-like texture to it. It kind of goes on like a primer. Love that. It's somewhere between $100 and $150. A less expensive version that I use most of the time because I really like it, and it's only like $35, is I think it's called A33 or A333. I won't remember now all of a sudden. It's a French pharmacy, but you can purchase it from Amazon. And I really, really like it. It is not too harsh on my face. I can use it every night if I want to without breaking out or making my skin too sensitive or anything like that. So that is again, around $35 option. That I wish I would have started with those things. And the last is vitamin C. I love the Obagi vitamin C. I get the 20%. If you're dealing with discoloration or just general dullness, if you're feeling like the dullness and, I do have some dark spots. And so I started this vitamin C at 20%. And it's these three things combined. I feel like my skin is better than it's ever been. Even when I was in my 20s and full of youth and collagen, I do feel like my skin is better now than it was then. I am much more comfortable without makeup on in terms of like leaving the house and going out in public without makeup on now than 5 years ago. I've told y'all before, my holdup about not wearing makeup is not that I'm like, oh, I don't want people to see me like this. Like, I don't care. I don't owe you a makeup face. But what I do care about is being asked 65 times a day if I am ill, okay, if I'm sick. I look like a European child that just came off the boat 2 days from death. I get tired of being asked if I'm sick. So that's mostly my hang up for not wanting to go makeup free. But I go makeup free all the time now. All the time now. And for me, it's because of these mostly because of taking much better care of my skin, focusing on the things that matter and letting the fluffy stuff be the fluffy stuff and not stressing about the newest gadgets and gizmos and all that kind of stuff. So at some point, maybe we could do like a full video that would be all, I could talk about the various skincare treatments, facials, things that I have tried, things I think are worth it. I would love to share that because part of the reason I do try those things is if something really stands out, I want to share it with y'all to say like, hey, I did this thing and it really made a difference. If you've been wondering, if you're interested, etc. So the other piece of the skincare, this is one of those things I really wish I would have started. It's like we know it, we hear it, but we don't always do it, which is to take all of your skincare products all the way down your neck, onto your chest area and onto your hands, okay? Onto the backs of your hands. We say it, we hear it, we know it, but do we do it all the time? I didn't. I was not nearly as consistent with that as I am now. It makes such a big difference. Okay, the next thing, which is going to be surprising considering that I am wearing a significant amount of makeup today. However, I'm filming a video. When you're filming, it looks better when you're wearing, it's makeup for production, if you will. On the daily, I actually wear very little makeup, but I don't even want to say like habit, but to realize that as you are aging, when it comes to makeup, less is more. The more makeup I wear, the older I find that I look. I do look more youthful with less makeup on. And even now, I mean, this may be like, whoa to you, but for me, I am wearing less makeup now than I used to. I used to wear a lot of thick black eyeliner. I don't do as much with my eyebrows anymore. Really not, especially when it comes to backing off on contouring and bronzers. The youngins on the TikToks and the Instagrams, they love to do all of these like chiseled looks and layered things. And they're like cutting this and then they're powdering everything and they're baking it like a loaf of bread in the oven. I'm here to tell you, if you're over 35, I'm willing to bet that probably looks terrible close up. It probably looks fine on camera and pictures, etc. And that level of makeup is required for certain things, right? If you're gonna be on TV or you're gonna be filming something, you're taking a headshot picture, family pictures. One of these days I need to make a video sharing my best tips for makeup for family pictures, because you should, or any kind of pictures, professional pictures, because your makeup should be done a little bit differently for those types of things. But on the daily, all of that is just way too much. When you lift up your sunglasses and look in the car, you're gonna be like, yikes. Everything has settled into all of the wrinkles and crinkles. Less is more, at least for me with makeup. If I would have focused more on skincare and taking better care of my skin and, you know, again, my body from the inside out, what I'm eating and consuming, focusing on those things has allowed me to wear less makeup and be much more comfortable with that. Now I do want to discuss really quickly a hair suggestion that I have for you. And this is something that initially I just thought like, it seems like too much. Why would you bother? But it has made such a difference for me. And that is shampooing my hair twice. I don't know why it has made such I do know why, but you just don't realize. And I'm going to tell you right now, I use is it Pantene? It's the Pantene. It's clear. It's like $4, maybe $6, something like that. I'll link it below. It is like a clarifying type of shampoo. I start with that and then whatever other, I have a million shampoos and conditioners. I'm always trying new things. I just got a new clarifying shampoo from Coco and Eve, a Sunless Tanner brand, that one of the ones that I really, really love. They have released some hair care products, some bonding products and things like that. Just started trying their clarifying shampoo as well, but I shampoo my hair twice because I am also using various regrowth hair products and serums and stuff for, you know, density and hair growth. And those things things do not work if your pores on your scalp are clogged up with dry shampoo and volume spray and mousse, and even just residual shampoo and conditioner from a bonding mask. Like all of that just gets in your pores. So double shampooing a couple times a month. I will use my like scalp scrubber and do some kind of like scalp detox. I really like the one from Pacifica and also from Fakai, the apple cider vinegar. Using those products to really clean my scalp, to really get in there and get it nice and clean before I put any other products. And then secondary to that is, it's gonna sound a little nuts. It doesn't sound nuts, but like micro needling the areas of my scalp before I put any kind of scalp densifying or hair growth kind of serum, anything like that. I first roll it with a like micro needling type product to kind of open up the pores and everything there, and making sure I'm doing that on clean hair, not dirty hair, clean hair, then applying your hair growth serums and stuff. I'm telling you, they work. I have so many little like flyaways and crazy because my hair growth and like the density, I've been focusing on just this part of my hair. I've seen a ton of growth, a ton of new growth in my hair, to the point that it's kind of annoying when I blow dry it, because I have all of these like little short flyaway looking hairs that kind of drive me nuts because they just haven't fully grown out yet. My hair has thickened up so much since I got my extensions taken out a few months ago. So highly recommend a double shampoo twice with something that is clarifying. That is something I wish I would have started doing so much sooner, because I really do feel like so many other products and things that I've tried would have worked better, faster, sooner for hair growth and stuff if I would have double shampooed my hair. It makes a big difference. The last recommendation I have for you is to get good at DIY beauty at home. What I mean by that is it can get very expensive. It can add up very quickly to get your hair done, your nails done, spray tans, eyelash extensions. If you want to do all those things, and listen, I'm all about supporting small businesses, supporting other women, entrepreneurs and stuff. I'm all about that. But there's only so much time in the day, and there's only so much money in our bank accounts. And so depending on which, if any, of those things you're interested in doing, it behooved me to experiment and learn which ones I can do myself and which ones I can't. I attempted to learn to like color my own hair, to do my own nails, acrylic nails, gel nails, to do my own little like lash extensions, not the individual lash extensions like you're paying someone to do, but whether it be the pre-glued or the ones that just stay on for like a few days to a week, that kind of thing, my own spray tans at home. And then I'm able to figure out, like, separate the wheat from the chaff, right? Like figure out which ones of these is it reasonable for me to DIY and do myself, and which ones is it like, no, I think I'm going to pay a professional for that. For me, I choose to pay for my hair, but getting the hair color, highlights and all that the way I want, I much prefer to pay someone else to do that. When it comes to my nails, I much prefer to do it myself. When it comes to spray tans, most of the time, 95% of the time, I'm going to do it myself. When it comes to lash extensions, I'm going to do it myself. By learning all of those skills, I was able to kind of, again, deduce that the only one that really felt worth it for me to continue to pay for was hair. That's what I do. That's the only, sort of beauty type service that I pay for, is getting my hair colored. Yes, there is a learning curve. There absolutely is very good reason to pay professionals for any and all of those things. However, if there's certain things that you'd like and you are someone who's willing to put in the time and effort, a lot of them can be learned, especially given that the majority of the information is out there online to be found. All kinds of things you can find for free, but also like online courses and stuff that you can take. I'm just somebody who really likes to learn to do things myself. I might not stick with doing it myself. I might go back to paying someone else to do it, but I at least like to attempt and try and learn myself. That is a not totally exhaustive list of some of the things that I really wish I would have started sooner. I wish I would have known. I wish I would have focused on and paid attention to much earlier, because I could have saved myself a lot of time and stress and annoyance, and also probably a lot of money. And I feel like my overall health and well-being would have been happier if I would have paid attention and focused on some of these things younger in life, earlier in life. But we can't go backwards, right? We can only start from where we are today and move forward. So it is never too late, of course. And for me, these things have absolutely made a big difference, an outsized impact for the amount of effort and input into them. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Don't forget to check out Thrive Market. Use my link down below. It's going to get you 30% off your first order, as well as a free gift, which is always fun. Who doesn't love a free gift? So definitely check that out. And that is it for me today. Hopefully you'll subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, come back, stick around. I would love to have you, and I will hopefully see you again very soon.